This is the final part of the Lake House Disappearance. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, pause now and go back. Everything here will only make sense with the full story behind it. When Detective Chen's call cut off in that motel parking lot, she didn't wait for a callback. She traced the number to an address on the edge of Ashford Creek, a small rented house at the end of a dirt road. She drove there that same night. The woman who opened the door looked exactly like Rachel Voss. Same face, same eyes, same quiet, careful way of speaking. But she introduced herself as Elena. And this time, she didn't correct anyone by accident. She invited Chen inside and told her everything. Rachel and Eleanor were twins, separated at birth. Their birth mother, a woman named Carol Whitfield, had been unable to care for 2 children alone and made the decision to place one of them for adoption, keeping the fact hidden from both girls for the rest of her life. Rachel grew up in Elm Hollow. Eleanor grew up 3 hours away, raised by a different family, never told she had a sister. Carol died 4 years ago. Before she passed, she packed a small wooden box with old family photographs and a single key, and asked a friend to bury it near the lake house where Rachel lived, with instructions to leave it for her to find someday when she was ready. Carol never explained why. She simply said Rachel would understand when the time came. The DNA test Rachel took 6 weeks before vanishing was what started all of this. When the results connected her to Elena, Rachel spent weeks quietly researching her, working up the courage to reach out. She was also, at the same time, quietly planning to leave her ex-husband's shadow behind for good. He'd continued showing up around Elm Hollow long after their divorce, and Rachel had grown increasingly afraid of what he might do if he found out she was planning to leave town. So she made a plan. A friend, someone Rachel trusted completely and had never mentioned to police, brought a small boat to the boathouse late that night. That was the light Walt saw go on and off. Rachel and her friend loading a single bag, moving quietly so no one would notice. She left through the back of the property, by water, specifically so there would be no footprints, no car in the wrong place, nothing that could be traced. The locked doors weren't a mystery. Rachel had locked them herself, from the inside, before quietly slipping out the one exit no one thought to seal, because it required a boat nobody knew she had access to. She left her phone and wallet behind on purpose. If her ex-husband ever tracked her financial activity or phone location, she wanted him to find nothing. The tea on the counter, still warm, was simply bad timing. She'd made it minutes before her friend arrived early. She travelled to Ashford Creek to meet Eleanor in person for the first time. The ATM withdrawal was Eleanor's, not Rachel's, using a card Rachel had given her sister to help cover expenses while they got to know each other and figured out next steps together. The smile caught on camera wasn't sinister. It was the first time in Eleanor's life she'd had a sibling standing beside her. Rachel is safe. She's staying with Eleanor for now, away from Elm Hollow, and has no plans to return until she's certain her ex-husband is no longer a threat. Denise, her old co-worker, is one of the only people in town who knows the truth, and she's kept it quiet at Rachel's request. Until now. The case was formally closed as a voluntary disappearance. No crime, no victim, just 2 sisters who found each other, and a woman who did what she had to do to protect herself. That's the end of the Lake House Disappearance. Thanks for following this story from the very beginning. If you want more mystery stories like this one, subscribe to The Vanishing Hour. New cases are coming soon.